Just an unbelievable competitor, unbelievable athlete.
He's a power jumper. Yeah, he's very, very powerful.
Is Jace capable of setting a state or national record? I think Jace is capable of anything.
Bryce here?
Yeah, they all here. They just waiting on you.
Bryce is not in there. Oh, you know Josh ain't here today? You need some support, huh?
We'll go a little lighter today and then hit the weight room afterwards. Just go light in the weight room, nothing, don't make yourself sore for tomorrow.
One thing about Jace is his size. He's such a large body, and it takes him a long time to get over that bar. So he has to be right on every time.
I feel good. I feel confident going into the next meets, and I'm just enjoying the season.
My name's Jace Posey. I go to Strake Jesuit, and I'm committed to TCU. I started playing basketball from a young age, maybe like first grade. I've always loved the sport. I was always an active child, and seeing my dad play in the league and just being around the game has kept me close. That's something I really want to continue doing in my life. So the first time I might have seen myself on YouTube was fourth grade, I believe, and from then, being a kid seeing yourself on the internet is kind of a cool thing. One of my biggest strengths on the court, I would say, is my finishing ability around the rim. For my play style, I'm pretty aggressive guard. I got to work on my handle, but in order for the point to count, you got to make the basket. So I focus a lot on the finishing part of basketball. I don't think jumping 7 foot and dunking compare at all. It's one thing to jump, but to jump and flip over, get over that bar, those are two completely different things. And high jump is for sure harder than dunking.
So this is our UIL state championship wall. We're very blessed that in 2002 we were accepted into the UIL. So these are our individual state champions since then. Here in 2013, Frank Lara won state in cross country. Frank's still running now, he's running professionally. We had a wrestler in 2007. And then, of course, Matthew Bowling was state champion in 2018 in the long jump. He's actually, a lot of people forget about that, but he was second in 2018 as well in the 400 meters before we started putting him in the 100, right? Before he started getting popular and running the 100. In 2019, Matthew repeated, won long jump then as well. And then in 2019, won the 100 meters, where he also set the national record. And then on our 4x4, we won state as well. I believe we ran 3:10. And then last year, Jace was state champion in the high jump. He jumped 7.4 1/4 and set the 6A record. And I believe the Texas state record, I believe 7.6. That's a 5A record, and hopefully Jace will make a run at it this year. Hey, I'm Chad Collier, head track and field coach at Strake Jesuit College Prep here in Houston. Obviously, working with Jace is interesting because, you know, Jace first and foremost is a basketball player. The one thing I'll say about Jace, he has that kinesthetic ability, the kinesthetic awareness that when he is in the air, he can make adjustments. For him in flight to be able to make the adjustments that he can is really, really special.
I first started competing in track and field my freshman year here at Strake Jesuit. The influence is really the track coaches. They reached out to my mom, and then it took some convincing, but I ended out here for practice. The first meet, I might have jumped like 6'2" or 6'4", and I didn't think I'd go any higher. And I don't know what got into me when we got here, but I kept on getting the heights and we went higher and higher, and I tied the record. just the support I was getting doing that, I realized I could have a future in doing this. And from there, I knew this is something I wanted to do throughout my high school career. If I didn't have the technique, I would not be able to do this. So in the beginning, on the lower heights, it was very easy to just get over and power my way over it. But when you get to the higher heights, you really got to lock in and focus on the technique.
District track meet, and it's raining, and the conditions aren't very good. And Jace is in the lead at 6'4", and we have another jumper, Christian Baranaga, who's right behind him. And there's a third place guy. Long story short, the third place guy from Elsick is out. There's 2 guys left, and Jace says, I'm good, and gives Christian the opportunity to be district champion. It's the kind of teammate Jace is.
Sometimes it's hard to even think about or like realize what I did, to think that like there's a ton of high jumpers in the United States. Knowing that I'm #1 in the country, like, it's very exciting, but sometimes like I gotta humble myself and I gotta make sure I go out there and do what I'm supposed to do and not get too big of a head, because you do one small thing and it's all gone. You're down a spot.
I'm Mike Hurley. I'm the high jump coach here at Strake Jesuit College Prep. I've been here 24 years. What we did with Jace today was work on flight time, what we call flight time. That's the time that he leaves the ground till he clears the bar. Has to be very precise when you get up over 7 feet. And everything has to work just right.
Approach is good.
Okay, flight time now. Flight time. Freeze frame it up there and let's go. Drive for that corner. Get those hips turned. Pop. Jace is so successful because he's very powerful. You know, he can, and he's pretty fast, you know, for that short distance. So he runs in there, sticks that foot in the ground, drives that arm and that knee, and then he gets those hips elevated. So he's very successful in doing that. And that's why he's over 7 feet. Every jump for Jace matters now from this point on. It's because there's no guarantees. We don't know. You know, have a good day, bad day, whatever. He's going to have to jump well.
Is Jace capable of setting a state or national record? I think Jace is capable of anything. But I think one thing that we never want to do is go into a meet or a competition chasing a record.
I didn't think I could get 7.4 in the quarter, so I might be able to get 7.7. You know, 7.4 seemed kind of outrageous. That wasn't really a goal of mine, but it happened, so I believe 7.7 can happen if I do all the correct things.
You know, one of the hardest things to do in Texas high school athletics is to make it to the state track meet. There are absolutely no guarantees. And that's one of the things that our athletes are going to know and understand is they've got to be on, and they've got to be on when it counts. And I think what kind of separates us from other programs is our kids elevate. And when we coach kids that can do that and put it all together when it counts, sometimes the bigger the stage and the brighter the lights, the bigger the performance. If Jace gets into a rhythm and gets into the right competition, just like he did last year at the state meet, you know, and he starts jumping well, it'll be fun to see what he can do.
My final goals for this track season is to win state. I don't really have a jumping goal. It'd be fun to break my record, but the goal is really to get to state and place 1.